Okay, let's try a cab ride. Alexa, train's on.
Okay.
Alright, this is Lockport Industrial. We will have a refinery right in here and tank loading scene. Of course, the grain elevator, oil storage. There will be more rock out here in this area, kind of separating the scenes. This is Walter's Glacier Gravel Kit. Alright, and their shovel. If you look closely at the rock outcropping, upper and lower, what those are is ceiling tiles, that I break off into strips, and then glue one on top of each other. And this is how they look rough over here, and this is how they look kind of smoothed up a little bit. And I use a pick to pick at them, to rough them up where I want, and kind of carve them little fine bits. Now over here, this area, the track is, because of the tight radius, the track's a little close to here, so I can't put any on here like these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint on some glue and then adhere just fine bits of it, like grind up some of this and just kind of flake it on there until I get back over to this section where I can put some more. Alright, and this will be truck loading. Got to put a road in here across, a road across here, a road servicing the refinery and the grain elevator, and have it come down to the section down here, which is the river with barge loading facility right here. Okay. I did get these sidings done this month. Got them wired in. Have isolation switches here. Even though it's DCC, I still prefer isolation switches because I don't want engines just sitting around. Excuse me, sitting around on here, powered up. So, over here we have Union Station. We got the Burlington Blackhawk, the California Zephyr, and the City of Los Angeles in the station at the moment. And way in the background over there is the Super Chief. Okay. Swing bridge on a swing bridge. We've got the Van Buren Street station. A lot of people don't know about it in Chicago because it's recessed kind of under Grant Park, under the Art Institute building, etc. And it's not really a Santa Fe or Burlington route, it's actually Illinois Central, but we do what we got to do. There's the nose of the Super Chief. Alright. Again, this area here will be an engine servicing facility, an engine house. We'll have a bakery, Pepperidge Farm Bakery in Downers Grove, Heinz Lumberyard in Downers Grove, Fairview Street Station. That is it. Okay. We will have a farm scene in this area with cattle loading facility. We will have the roundhouse engine facility here. Eventually there's another bridge section will come across and connect over to here, which will be the western suburbs. Alright. And more industrial across this takeaway section or rollout section. Here will be Chicago Stockyards and Packing Plant. And for rail fanning, there will be a backdrop across here, so you don't actually see that with buildings, tall 10-story buildings across that area. Alright, Union Station, of course, will be sitting here. So that's the update. Alright, my little workstation here. with test track, and that can be removed. And I'll eventually have a fold-up monitor, touchscreen monitor, so that I can do Panel Pro, or put the layout on Panel Pro, and touchscreen for changing the switches. Plus, of course, the 47-inch TV is hooked up to it, so others in the area can at least see what the status of the switches are, which will become critical when I get this backdrop on here, and because you won't be able to see a lot of that area behind, or at least won't be able to tell what the switches are looking like, except on the screen. Alright, that's our update. Let's throw some train running videos in. And so, as I mentioned in the September update of the retirement railroad, we got this drop-in section that fits right down in here. The only problem is it's so tight. It's really hard to get in and out, and not convenient at all. So I'm going to redo it. I got some hinges, and I'm going to make a new bridge for the bridge, so to speak. First thing I had to do is chip away my ballasting here, and take out the 4 screws. If you notice, the wiring goes up through here to the track, so I got to be gentle when I pull it up. So let's see how I can do this. Okay, so I got the bridge disassembled, and here's the Cooch bridge piers. I'll reuse those. And there's the bridge. Now I've refabricated a new support mechanism, and it's comprised of both wood. We all know wood warps. So there's 2 aluminum channels underneath there to keep it straight. Now the old buttresses that were used before with the piers will get mounted here and here, so that the 2 ends are lay flush on there. Then a hinge will go here and here, so that when it's all said and done, the bridge will once again sit here and there, but will lift, in theory. Okay? So, let me continue on with it and see what we can do. Okay, we got it mounted. All I gotta do is rewire it and give her a test. So let me get it wired, and we'll be right back at it. Alright, so we got the bridge in, mounted, wired, whole 9 yards. So let's send the train over it. send it around again. Time to send her back into the yard. Okay, so I mentioned previously about this section here being too close to the track, and here I've crumbled up some of the ceiling tile that I will, after I brush on some glue, I will flake on the side. Of course, the track will be covered when I do that. I also mentioned previously about roughing up some of these areas over here and using a pick. And I've got an assortment of picks. They look like dental picks, but I just got them at Lowe's or Ace Hardware, I think, Ace Hardware. And you'll see in these sections little shelves and brown areas, and they're kind of a detractant, even though they'll get painted over and you won't notice. But I just come in and I rough those up with these picks. All right. And make it a little more natural texture there, all right, like that. See how that's done? And it just works real well. And you'll notice I put foam behind it. It helps these sections adhere to the back. All right, and I'll just rough up some of these areas. All right, looking good, looking good. All right. Okay, we'll let that dry and see what it looks like. And when it doesn't exactly match up and you're off a little bit, you gotta adjust the holes. Alright, so there it is back in the layout. Still got work to do. Like I said, I still have the shed there to build. You can see how I've tied in the silos to the elevator, or head house. Alright, same thing on the other side. I got two half ones to do here. I got some trimming to do, trimming here, roof on, put a base on the bottom. So this takes time, and you may notice this. I'll get that fixed, and actually I have a filler for that. So, alright, now for the next steps or projects. Okay, notice I got the gap filled or closed. How, you may ask? Look down in there, I designed it with bolt so I could tighten them together. Alright, so just trim it up, get the roofs on, the top conveyors, get the drops down and get the shed built, get some windows put in, get the foundation on it as well, and like I said, the top. Alright, making progress.